We've got another trade to talk about in the NBA. They said it was going to be a busy time in the association with trades. And so far, here we are, draft night eve. It's been busy. A couple of deals today, including this one between Washington and New Orleans. You got Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey in the 40th pick, headed to the Big Easy. CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk in a second round pick headed to the Washington Wizards. So let's try to figure out what this deal is about. Does it make sense? Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you guys will have comments too. Let's start with Washington. I think on the surface, you go, God, they had a couple more vets. I saw the graphics of some of the projected lineups, people kind of clowning like, God, they've got all these vets. Are they trying to just be a mid-team in the East? They've got these young guys. What is up with all this? I look at the cap space, and my goodness, do they have a shit ton of expiring contracts? And that allows you some flexibility. You can have a ton of cap space going into next year. You could take some of these guys and trade them this offseason before the deadline. Maybe you get some picks out of it. There's some flexibility for a team that's still trying to figure out what they have in some young players and build things out going forward. And when you talk about the cap space, it can't be minimized. CJ McCollum, $30.6 million expiring deal. Olynyk, who they got back in this deal too, $13.4 million. Adding Chris Middleton, yes, he's on the Wizards. He opted into the final year of his deal. It's at $33 million. Marcus Smart, another player that they have that they're apparently shopping. He's got an expiring deal, 21.5. And then Rashawn Holmes making $13.2 million in the final year. That's $111 million in expiring contracts. That's absurd. That's insane. And for a Wizards team that may not be projected to be very good, they have pretty clean books, and they've got some young talent on the roster that's very intriguing. Oh, and they've got the 6th and 18th pick in the draft. They're still building this shit out. I think from a player perspective, adding a professional like CJ McCollum to the locker room is a good thing. And just having that vet-heavy locker room, like, I don't think that's a bad thing for now, even if it's in the short term. I really like their young guys. From Koulibaly, you just see what he does defensively. Just an absolute dog. But the couple of rookies from last year, Keyshawn George and Bob Carrington, very intriguing prospects. Bob was one of the youngest players in the draft last year, and you just look at him and his size, and then you add in the fact that he's got such great feel. Like, dude, this guy doesn't turn the ball over a ton. He makes the right decisions. And he's like 19 years old. I'd be super excited about him going forward, and the fact that he should just have more opportunity to cook now that Jordan Poole is in New Orleans, right? So I think this is good for the youth of the Washington Wizards. And then you've got some bets along the way. I mean, obviously, you got to see how they build this out going forward, but you kind of see what they're trying to do here. Now, let's talk about it from a Pelicans perspective. Joe Dumars is the new GM there. And I think I have more questions than answers about the Pelicans right now. I'm just trying to figure out, all right, where are they trying to go here? And maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit. I guess you look at it this way. CJ wasn't going to be there long term. You get younger, and you take on a guy in Jordan Poole who only has one more year than CJ has on his deal. Jordan Poole, $31 million and then $34 million in the final year of his deal. His age kind of fits in with the group you have with Zion and Trey and Herb Jones. And Jordan Poole's a solid player, right? Like, we have seen his ability to take over a game offensively. He can be a bucket. We've seen it with Golden State. Even last year with Washington, had some really great moments on a bad team. But he's also maddening at times, right? Some of the turnover issues, maybe defensive lapses. It could be chaotic, you know. A solid player. And I guess maybe from a Pelicans perspective, it's like, hey, why not just take a look at a guy that's younger? He's here. Maybe there's some new energy. Zion stays healthy. We could be fun, and we'll see what it looks like. Maybe it's as simple as that. I guess when I start looking at the Pelicans, I go, all right, question number 1, Zion Williamson. Is he staying on the floor? Because when he does, it's obviously entertaining. I think he's one of the most fun players to watch when he's healthy and in shape and right. It just, we haven't seen that consistently at all throughout his career. You know, I think at one point the NBA thought, oh, this could be the next phase of the league. And I'll never forget his first game when he played against San Antonio. I'm like, oh my God, this guy might be. And since then, it's obviously been a roller coaster ride. So I think it all hinges on that. And is Joe Dumars keeping him around? I really like Trey Murphy. Herb Jones has been in some trade rumors, but he's obviously a really talented player as well. And then DeJounte Murray, who is coming off a ruptured Achilles at 29 years old. He's got multiple years left on his deal. I don't know. Like, I don't know what that team is in the West. I just, again, there's more questions than answers. Oh, by the way, they've got the 7th pick and the 23rd pick in the draft tomorrow. So, I mean, I don't look at this as some like, oh my God, risky move by the Pelicans, but I'm not like blown away by it either. I'm more intrigued to see what the Pelicans are kind of thinking here. What's their offseason look like? Look, there have been a lot of trades already. We've seen KD get traded. We've seen Holiday, Porzingis, and then this deal. It sounds like it's going to be a busy trade season. We're going to have everything covered, so make sure you've got your notifications on. If something massive breaks, we'll go live, especially involving the Sacramento Kings. So let me know what you think about this deal. What do you think the Pelicans are trying to do here? What do you think about the deal for them to take a look at Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, who missed all last year because he had the ACL coming back from that injury? How do you feel about the Washington Wizards and how they're trying to build this out? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The Pirates.